Last week on Pokemon Cooked League, the goofy Genesect croaked against the iHeart Ironhands Volcarona, while the Marvellous Mollux got their first win in dominant fashion with Cinderace against the Inner Beauty Bruxish. The goofy Genesect still have hope to make playoffs, will the Marvellous Mollux ruin another player's chances? Welcome to the third match of the final week of the regular season. We have the Marvellous Mollux versus the goofy Genesect. What's in it for both sides? Well, the Marvellous Mollux can end the goofy Genesect's hopes and dreams with a win on their side. But what's in it for the goofy Genesect? Well, thanks to a loss from of the Jake Gambits and a loss from the side of the Shamwow Slow Kings. If the Inner Beauty Bruxish win, a win here gets the Goofy Genesect into the playoffs. But let's say that the Inner Beauty Bruxish lose here. If the Inner Beauty Bruxish loses here, that means that the Goofy Genesect needs to win this match by 4 Mons or more to secure their spots to the playoffs. So a win of 4 Mons or more will guarantee a spot in the playoffs. If not, if a loss here, they're out. And if they win by less than that much, then it's all in the hands of the Inner Beauty Bruxish. Looking at Mons here, I think Cinderace is a very volatile Mon here. The fire blows up half the team, but fire also gets blown up by half the team. There's a good thing with Cinderace's ability is that you can play around a little bit where you can like change types to like, I don't know, like a dark type with like a Sucker Punch or something like that to make sure you don't get blown up as much. So yeah, that's definitely a scary Mon. Salamence is in a similar. Salamence, I think, is in a pretty good spot. Things like Flamethrower can hit a bunch of Mons, and then you can have like other attacks to do decent damage to other Mons while not always being immediately threatened by the water type Mons. Depends on their coverage, like Ice Beam and like Moonblast and something like that. On the other side, I think Tapu Fini is in a very good spot here. Water and Fairy just hit everything for at least neutral damage. Water can also really threat. Water is just blows up Ursaluna. It does good against Cinderace. The Fairy hits the Salamence, and the water is also just kind of good against the Melmetal. Just special damage is so much more effective than physical damage to take advantage of here. So yeah, I think Tapu Fini is in a good spot here. Looking at leads, I kind of like getting the Deoxys out early here, just to put on some early pressure, and just like having... And the reason for that is that none of these Mons are that really have priority, except like the Barraskewda. But Barraskewda, I don't imagine being part of the lead here. So I think getting the Deoxys out before it gets priority swim down is a pretty good thing to have here. And just like have something that can like help cover Deoxys. So like something that's like probably better into the Politoed. And what's your best Mon into Politoed? I don't know. Politoed's also kind of an issue. You don't really have easy grass or electric type damage. You have coverage with like Thunder Punch on Melmetal, so maybe you just lead that with Melmetal. But usually when you lead something like Deoxys, you want another high player offensive threat so you can just kill things really fast. But that might not be the case here. But let's get this match started. And we have, for getting the leads, I've done that before where I'm just like, I don't remember what I even want to do. Okay. We have, we got Cinderace Salamence here. Definitely a more aggressive lead here, at least offensively wise. Salamence can definitely threaten, Butterfree is in a very dangerous spot here where, Powerball probably won't KO it if it's like bulk invested, which I'm guessing it is, because what are you doing increasing your damage outgo Butterfree? Like, let's be serious here. But like Dual Wing Beat may be able to KO it, will be able to KO it. And the Politoed, if it has Ice Beam, it definitely puts the other side at a very awkward situation where like, oh, I want to like protect my Cinderace to not get a water move, and then you just Ice Beam the Salamence and you're really sad here. It's definitely can be an awkward 50-50 here. Well, Politoed might not even have Ice Beam. I could very see it not having Ice Beam. Just because You know, it's got other good moves like Protect, Helping Hand, you know, stuff like that, Encore. It's got good moves to be clicking besides Water-type moves, and if you're, like, super bulky Politoed, which we've seen, you may not even be worth running an Ice-type move more often than not. In this Butterfree, I guess we'll see pretty soon. What item is it? Is it Choice Scarf? Is it Focus Sash? Is it, like, some type of another defensive item? But I guess we'll just see. I can't say I was really ready for any of this. I wasn't ready for Psychic on Cinderace here. I'm not Psychic. For Agility on Cinderace. It definitely has some merit here. Cinderace, with this, this can help you outspeed something like an Adamant Barraskewda after, you know, in rain here. It also has the benefit of like make you not take as much damage to water type moves, so that's also good. And it also has a third benefit of helping you be able to outspeed a Butterfree after Quiver Dance. I did not expect this Butterfree to be Quiver Dance, and yet here we are. And this agility puts this Butterfree in a very dangerous spot where it's like, oh great, I increased my speed, but now I'm still slower than a Mon that can easily blow me up. The Icy, the fact that we're starting Icy Wind makes me think you don't have Ice Beam. Just because of, like, you need a Water-type move, you probably want Protect, and you probably have one supportive move. And just like, oh, if I have Ice Beam, I try to blow up the Salamence here. But looking by this, it's definitely probably a more bulky Toad here. And this Butterfree might have just gotten set up for nothing here. It's definitely not in a safe spot. And even if the Toad can, like, KO one of these, it's not going to be able to KO both. So definitely, this Butterfree definitely is not in a good spot here. Okay, and I see this Butterfree was just used to be up another Baton Pass version like we saw next week. I'm going for Quiver Dance instead of Shell Smash over here. Um, there's definitely give and take for that. Butterfree has like is a overall more useful Mon, even with like if you get a Quiver Dance boost, then you can outspeed things in like Quick Sleep Powder. So there's also the benefit of that. But it also makes your Mon more bulky, but it's still not giving you the same offensive power that you usually want to see. The Electro Ball, despite being stab super effective and having a speed boost, isn't doing that much. Makes me think this is a max bulk Toad. And because of the Icy Wind here, the Barraskewda is definitely outspeeding the Cinderace here. And the Barraskewda can definitely just like waterfall the Cinderace and just blow it up, even if its choice band is, even if it's not super effective here. And this Tapu Fini, man, just one Quiver Dance, and now you're just like, now this is starting to look real bad for the other side. We're like, what do you do against Moonblast plus Waterfall here? And because there's already been a Terra, like it's not even just these mons. What do any of these mons really deal with this water plus fairy stab that is this powerful? Like you could try to wait out the rain, but like how feasible even is that? Going for Ice Beam. I'm kind of surprised we didn't go for the Moonblast here, except we don't have Moonblast. Moonblast definitely would have blown up Salamence. Two. And you know, Moonblast is a stab move, so like it would have done better against something like it would have done slightly better against Melmetal here. But you know, the switch to Melmetal, fairly logical here. Moonblast would have done like 30-ish to it. It's just I'm kind of worried about the water type move it's probably gonna take next turn. It's gonna be neutral, so that's gonna double to 40. It's gonna be like rain boosted plus stab. So like that's like Like, that already looks like, it's, like, on the verge of KOing here. And it might go from, should have went from, like, a potential roll to, like, definitely guaranteed if you just clicked Moonblast because of its slightly higher base power and stab. But again, you might not even have a Moonblast, but that'd be kind of weird if you did, in my opinion. Reuniclus, definitely one of the few mons that could be bulky enough to, like, try to live something as powerful as a choice banded waterfall. I'm assuming this is choice banded. Rain boosted waterfall. But, like, man, it's always so scary going against something like that because, like, the flinch chance could always happen. So we'll see how well these mons can take the water type move. I think the Melmetal will barely live if it's, like, Scald and not Weather Ball. I think Weather Ball will barely KO here. And we'll see how well the Uniclus can take a Waterfall. And if they can take it, then you can start doing some damage back with, like, Thunder Punch and, like, Psychic here. But if not, then this game is going to snowball very quickly. I'm actually quite surprised that it was a double into their Uniclus spot here. Let's see, the thing with Throat Chop is that Waterfall is just as strong there. And if you are, is Throat Chop 85 power? Is it 80 power? But I think if they are both the same base power, Waterfall plus and Throat Chop are just as powerful. Is 1.5 times 1.5, and I think that's exactly twice as strong. I think. I don't remember. No, I think 1 point. I don't remember, but, like, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think Waterfall is kind of just a better click there, just on the fact that you're rain boosted, and, like, if you're choice band, now you're not choice band into, like, something that like the Ursaluna can take a bit better, and, like, the Salamence is, like, whatever anyways because it's not stab, so it's not hitting that hard to begin with, so not taking that much damage from a Throat Chop to begin with, I mean here. But yeah, I thought, again, if you just Moonblasted the Melmetal and you had, like, you do have the last turn, like, water type move might have been able to KO the Melmetal even if it felt like you needed to double it. And we send out the Butterfree here. Definitely, let's see, it's definitely in a spot where, definitely give a take spot where, like, if this Deoxys is not Focus Sash, then we can definitely see something like the Deoxys getting blown up by one move, and then the Butterfree being able to put the Melmetal to sleep with a Sleep Powder, or just do something else productive here. But I think the Deoxys is Focus Sash here, and then you can just do something like, you can, like, Ice Beam the Butterfree, and, like, double Thunder Punch the Barraskewda, and I think Thunder Punch might even get the KO here, just with how frail Barraskewda is, just how strong Metal is. I really think it has a good shot at KOing. Like, you've seen how much double Iron Bash was doing to Tapu Fini, and Tapu Fini is a very bulky mon. And even one-hit double Iron Bash is enough to take out the Butterfree here. Definitely went for, like, some sort of bait here to tank a water type, to tank a move here and get the Intimidate off. But it is a clear Amulet here, so the Intimidate is not going to work. But Salamence with its bulk is able to at least stomach one more waterfall here. And we know that the rain is just going to end. But the Politoed is immediately going to come back out to get the rain back up, which means the Mr. Barraskewda here can go back to clicking buttons. Again, he doesn't know this going into this match, but if he lets another one of these mons die, he is leaving Fate up to the battle of the Inner Beauty Bruxish versus the Classy Core Clay Dolls here. So for his sake, he needs to not have another mon die here, but he can't play like that. He doesn't know the stats yet. But yeah, the Melmetal is just, man, just sitting there, just kind of just like picking things off one by one. And the The Salamence is low enough to where like, I don't think there's much use in like keeping it around. I don't mind something like protecting it for one turn to just like be able to like chip something down a bit more with Melmetal or even kill something, and then you can let the Salamence go. But I don't think it's worth like pivoting to keep it safe or anything like that here. I don't think it's that useful anymore. Toad gets low kick, the more you know. And man, even going for double Iron Bash, a resisted move, this thing nearly one-shots the Barraskewda here. I'm just trying to think of what's more powerful, that or Thunder Punch. Double Iron Bash, I think, is 120 total power. 1.5 is 180. It halves to 90 because it's resistant. So if you do have Thunder Punch is the better click here. And that does cause the Barraskewda to barely live here. But maybe there is no Thunder Punch, but I feel like there should be. But you're down to 3 against 4. If your Deoxys has, like, extreme speed, that would be a good thing to have here to just KO it before the Sash can get broken here. Or, like, if the Blood Moon is running Vacuum Wave. So there is priority ways to peck off this Barraskewda here. And I really am... Oh, wow, that low kick was 33 on a crit. That shows you two things. One, how physically bulky Melmetal is. And two, how weak of a physical attacker Politoed is. And we've seen its useful special and physical moves, so it may not be any attack investment. And we're bringing up the Deoxys here. It's definitely in a spot to get a KO here on something with a Psycho Boost or maybe an Extreme Speed here. Definitely in a position to at least make it down to 3 Mons, which would be really bad for the Goopy Genesect here. So this may be a big turn here. Not just for this, not because of this match, but for greater purposes. We do see the Sash here. Energy Ball is gonna, with the crit, is definitely gonna take a KO. And the Melmetal actually being faster than the Barraskewda here. And now that it's a 2v3, who knows if and there's with a fully healthy Blood Moon in the back and a Deoxys attack, which should be faster than both of these other Mons, he has to worry about actually just flat out winning the match here. Losing the match definitely ain't gonna get him in playoffs here. I think this is it really just depends on what moves are being run here. The Melmetal with double Iron Bash can't really threaten either of these Mons. And or Kartana. It's gonna really also depend on like what moves this Kartana and Genesect have. Because like if the Genesect has like Ice Beam or something, or like good coverage, and like Kartana's running a grass type move, I think you're in a pretty okay spot for the end, where like the Kartana can like, you know, do good damage to the Ursaluna Blood Moon and outspeed it, and the Genesect can as well. But if you don't have easy ways to pick off like this Melmetal or this Ursaluna Blood Moon, things can get dicey. Things can get bad really, really fast here. And like, is this Genesect physical, special, or some kind of mixed? Because if it's physical, that's going to be really bad against the Melmetal and the Blood Moon here. And that is a huge detect. Okay, huge is a strong... I do like the detect, I think, was like not a bad move there at all. It helps you scout for extreme speed. And now it prevents a double KO from me double KOing for happening. Unfortunately, the Kartana just got a beast boost here with an attack. And a +1 beast boosted Sacred Sword, is probably going to be enough here. And even if it isn't, you are just a bit too far behind at this point to get it done. Unless there's something I'm missing here. But yeah, like, you just get extreme speeded again. I mean, I think your best out is probably just, like, double protect. Maybe a Blood Moon can KO Kartana. Like, because Kartana's is so specially frail. And, like, maybe KOs. And then maybe, you know, You can get some extra chip on the Genesect at the end, and then like the Barcelona can win at the end. I don't know if that can happen, but if you have any out, you want to detect again here. We don't see the second detect, so I'm pretty sure this match is just over. And a +1 Leaf Blade is just going to KO the Kartana on the Blood Moon anyway, so... That does it for the... And that does it for this match. Once again, it's all going to be in the hands of the... Inner Beauty Bruxious. With a win, both the Inner Beauty Bruxious and the... Goopy Genesect make it. If he doesn't win, it would go to the Jake Gambits and the... Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the names. And the ShamWow Slow King. So that is... You cannot have bigger stakes for the last match to see who gets in playoffs. But that's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.